My name is Martin Kilavi. I'm a single dad to two children with disabilities, Joshua and Sarah. Got divorced, and that was after the children came. That also played a major role in the separation, which ended up in a divorce. I think my partner then, my ex, was unable to cope up with the pressure of raising children with disabilities. She has not come back. We have been just by ourselves. No meetups, no calls. People say a lot of things. I think I've gone through the worst. I have been accused of being a devil worshipper. And people are very careless with accusations. My name is Martin Kilavi. I'm a single dad to two children with disabilities, Joshua and Sarah, who have autism, schizophrenia, and dyslexia. Yeah, growing up, I grew up from a dusty town in Machakos County called Athi River. That's where I was born and raised up back in the days, in the 80s and 90s. I began my school life from St. Paul's Primary School in Athi River. And I went to Kangundo High School for my O-levels education. And from there, I went to Polytechnic, where I did mechanical engineering. And later, I joined the Kenya Airways as an apprentice and studied aviation. I majored in aviation. Yeah, so I'm an aviator. And yeah, I retired early from aviation and began Aushidis Disability Africa, an organization that focuses on disability, helping the youth and teenagers with disabilities. We advocate for disability inclusion, and we work with the disabled, where I found a great passion in doing so, having been inspired by my children. See, I've raised them all along, and it's been a combination of 40 years raising, now they are young men and young women with disabilities. Yeah, so basically that's what I do from morning to evening, championing for their rights, for the rights of the disabled, advocating for disability inclusion. Yeah, and among many other programs. When I was growing up, things were okay. I grew up from an estate, and you know, it's the normal things that happen in an estate. We grew up a happy bunch of children. We played with each other. We went to swim in the river back in the days. We didn't have many swimming pools like we have today. And yeah, we played football and we played hide and seek and many other games. It was interesting growing up. Back in the days, like I said, we were not so many people. So there was enough space for us to run around, chase each other. Yeah, so we had a great time. We had a great time. I am a single dad, not by death, but should I say circumstances? Yeah, I was married once upon a time. I was married, and things happened. Things go beyond our control, and we were forced to separate, and got divorced. Yeah, and that was after the children came. I think that also played a major role in the separation, which ended up in a divorce. I think my partner then, my ex, was unable to cope up with the pressure of raising children with disabilities. It's a challenge that happens, and we are not all equal. We are not all the same. Some people process shock differently, and my ex went into alcoholism and stuff like that, and that's how I think she thought best of dealing with it. And yeah, I remained a single parent, and I'm still raising the young guys. I'm still raising them. There were red flags before the divorce. Of course, behavior change, unbecoming behavior, you know, and which was not there before. Before it wasn't there, but by and by, over time, it became so evident, and it was unbearable, basically. And we were unable to do marriage together. Raising children with special needs, it's a big challenge, not only to myself, but to anybody that is blessed, any parent that is blessed with a child with disabilities. It comes with a lot of challenges. And today it's getting better and better because there's a lot of awareness being created. We are working around the clock, creating awareness, demystifying myths that have been there about disabilities, especially intellectual disabilities, which are called unseen disabilities, where most of the time it's easy, and it has been happening. People relate that to witchcraft, which is not really it, because it is scientifically proven that it's a neurological disorder which needs medical attention. It does not necessarily need prayers, so to speak, or castigation. Yeah, everybody needs prayers, but this articulation goes to prayers plus medical attention to help the person with disabilities live a more meaningful and bearable life, right? So raising children with disabilities has been a challenge, and it's not a walk in the park. It's not a walk in the park. Being a first-time parent, of course, when anybody goes to the labor ward, they have expectations, and everyone expects to have this bouncing baby girl and the regular one. But when they come differently abled differently, then to the first-time parent, or even the second-time parent, or the third time, it's a challenge because they come with special needs, right? And you will always see the signs pretty early, like 2 years, even 1 year, you start seeing delayed milestones in their growth. Some will delay in speaking. Some may never even speak. You see, those are red flags. Some will delay in crawling, you know, in so many other ways. And this is a red flag that every parent should be on the alert to find out. If you see this, you need to seek medical attention like yesterday. Because with early intervention, these things can be corrected. These things can be made easy. Yeah, that's something that every new parent needs to be on the look. Those who have not, who have gone way ahead and their children are older now, it doesn't mean that they're done. No, they can still access help. They can still access help by going to see the right doctors. Physiotherapy is something that, therapy is something that helps a lot. Occupational therapy, it helps a lot. Speech therapy for children who are having challenges in speech. Early intervention, or even at any level of growth, it will always yield some fruit. It will always bear fruit. So like I said before, it's not an easy thing. It comes, of course, with other challenges from the community. A big percentage of the community is not well versed with disabilities. So many are still having that old mentality that it's associated with curses, witchcraft, and so on and so forth. But it is not it. And when you go ahead and bring these claims, you not only hurt the parent who needs your help, but you also affect the child. Because when you hurt the parent, okay, who is already down, when you hurt them, it's like you're putting a blanket cover on them. they will not be able to think straight and seek solutions for their children. So we need, at any given opportunity, to demystify this thing and encourage people to participate, the community to be inclusive and embrace any child, any person with disabilities. These people are not, okay, we tag them like special, they have special needs, but they are not special. They are just like me and you. They have emotions, they have feelings. And when we throw words around, we may think that they don't understand, but they process and understand, and they go through the emotional torture that goes through any other regular person when they are told unpalatable words, or so to speak. So I think it's an issue, it's a societal issue, it's a community issue that we all need to come together and open up our spaces, open up our homes, open up our daily lives and accommodate persons with disabilities. They are part of the community. And watch this, I told you. This, once any person with disability, it doesn't matter which type of disability, if they are given an opportunity, just an opportunity to education or skill empowerment and to employment, they perform, they always perform like any other person. They perform, even at times they perform better than the regular person. So it's an issue of us guys changing our narrative and accommodating more and making our places inclusive. When their mom left, my children have got a difference of 7 years. So when she left, the little girl, Sarah, was 3 years old, and the boy was about 10 years old. And it was pretty early age, and especially for the girl, because you know, a girl child, in raising a girl child is different from a boy child, and every one of them is unique, and they come with different demands besides the disability aspect. And for a father to raise a girl, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, and it was a challenge for me, mostly in raising Sarah, especially when she was young. When she left, of course, it was very disturbing. That was a very low moment for me, and I won't say that it was something that I anticipated for, so I wasn't ready for it. And so when it happened, it hit where it hurts most. And I had to call myself for a small meeting as soon as I could and readjust, make a lot of adjustments, including changing my work schedules and even giving up my job to raise the children. Because at that age, you're not sure whether you want a nanny and leave your children with a nanny. Remember, they have special needs. So I had to make great choices and sacrifices, which I had to do what I had to do and leave work and come and be with the children. I want still to talk about challenges in raising a girl child as a single dad who has disabilities. One time, when my daughter was growing up, she got to a place where now they just grow like any other child, and they go through whatever any other child goes through. So when she started experiencing her periods, that was the most terrifying time of my life. Why? Because it's not something that I had planned for. I didn't know when it would come. It came with challenges. I didn't know, I've never been a girl, you know. So I didn't know whether it came with pain. I didn't know the schedule. I didn't know how often it will happen, you know. It was a shocker. And it's an experience that made me think and adapt to the situation. And this is something that I want to encourage a lot of parents especially the fathers. It doesn't matter whether your child is disabled or with disabilities or is a regular child. We need to involve ourselves in our daughters' lives, because whatever happens in them, and I'm beginning to think we are the best people. The fathers are the best people to be in their daughters' lives, because as they go through these processes of growth, they are also not ready for it, and it catches them by surprise. And a girl will always trust the father more than any other parent. You know, to a girl, the father is a hero. So I want to encourage all fathers. It doesn't matter whether they're blessed with children with disabilities or regular children. If you have a daughter, involve yourself in her growth. If you have a son, involve yourself, and it will make life easy for the children as they grow up. And they get to learn a lot. They get to have a lot of confidence when they see the parents involving themselves, especially the daddies. You see, if you don't make yourself available the first years of your child, the first days of your child growing up, if you are absent, you never get to connect with your child, you know. And if you don't have that strong connection, you will remain like others in their minds. And I think that was a scenario that worked for us, that is there. There was not that great connection. The connection was just between me and them. And so later on, when all this happened, it was easy for all of us. Because, yeah, once in a while they would ask, but again, they had seen how it was happening in the house. And this is something that I need also to say here in this show, that yeah, you may find yourself with a child with disabilities, intellectual disabilities. Like my children, they have autism, they have schizo, and they have dyslexia. Don't assume that they do not process what is happening. They understand what is happening. They understand everything. So they understood what was happening in the house back in the days. And I talked about the connection, which they didn't really have with their mother as much. So it was easy for when we went separate ways for them. So whenever the discussion came, if we had to discuss, it was not so solid, because they didn't have that connection, which I urge every parent to create time for their children, especially when they're growing up, when they're young, to connect with your child. Now that they did not have a mother, it doesn't mean that their inner self does not miss a mother. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that when a father leaves the child with the mother, it doesn't mean that the child stops having feelings for the father. So the same thing happened, and I want to take this opportunity and thank people who came in and gapped it for us, and they became they took up the mother's role. There's one friend of mine called Maureen Kaveke, who came in and bridged it, and she took over, and she became the mother. She offered that motherly love to my children, and that was by God's grace. There are other people. This is not something that you want to do alone. You must have a support system, and there are people who came in and offered that support system, even to myself as the remaining parent in this family. Sometimes you have burnouts, and you need people to work with you. You need people. You need to ascribe to a parents group, or a group of people that are working with you this journey, that believe in you and believe and want to work with you in this. So every parent out there who is blessed with a child with disabilities, ascribe to a group of people that are going to, positive people that are going to work with you. Like that is what happened to us. So to date, when my children miss, they do miss a mother. I mean, they're human. Everyone will miss a mother or a father. And they already have one who fits in and offers that motherly love to them. Besides that, I still have a very supportive family. My parents, my mom and my dad and my brother Bob, they've always been there for us, and it's very important for the families too, of people who are blessed, or parents who are blessed with children with disabilities. It's important for the families to come through for them, because this is a journey, like I keep on saying, that you will not walk alone. And the first person that you need to support you is your family. Yes, and that is something that I would urge us to change our minds and adapt to when we find one of our family members is blessed with a child with disabilities. She has not come back. We have been just by ourselves, and we thank God for the grace. But she has not come to see them. No meetups, no calls. Yeah, people say a lot of things. I think I've gone through the worst. I have been accused of being a devil worshipper, and people are very careless with accusations. And it doesn't matter. People come from you'll be amazed to know that even people from religious quarters, some of them would make the same claims that, like my case, I mean, people say that I had sacrificed my children for riches, you know, and that is not easy. It's not an easy statement when you tell a parent who is going through this. It hurts most. And in this show, I'm going to caution people against that. Don't do that. It's not right. You add salt to an injury that is already there. Parents don't go through easy time when they have children with special needs. And when you begin to tell them those things, you really make them feel bad. It hurts, and there's a lot of accusations and out there and allegations, but they are not founded anywhere. This, I keep on saying, these are neurological disorders. They need scientific approach, they need medical approach and early intervention, which helps the whole situation and everybody, every stakeholder in it. So what keeps me going? Every morning when I wake up and see Joshua and Sarah, just the sight of them, that keeps me going, because it takes me back, reverse memory of where we are coming from. And when I look at them today the way they are, that inspires me a lot and gives me hope that it is doable, because there has been a lot of transformation, great transformation over years. So it gives me a lot of hope. Number two is people that surround me, amazing people. I keep on talking about Maureen Kaveke. I talk about Barbara, her children, Barbara and Renee, who are always with us. They have supported us all through. Amazing parents, amazing brother Bob and his family, you know, and other people, friends. I have a church that is very supportive, Fountain of Grace Church in Athi River, that they have given us an opportunity to be part of the family. This is very, it's very inspiring for us and keeps us going. Oshidis Disability Services, partnered, was taken in by Cheshire Disability Services Kenya, which in this show I'll say thank you so much for holding our hand and making us a PO the last 2 years. We have worked with them, and the results are tremendous, advocating for disability inclusion. And you know, the list goes on and on and on and on, and it all boils back to support. Above all is God. By the grace of God, all these people came in through the grace of God. So, I mean, it's amazing. Our parting shot is, please, the public, we urge you, support us, support Oshidis Disability Services. Visit our pages. We are on YouTube, Oshidis Disability Show. Every Friday we post a video there as we create awareness on disability. Visit there, subscribe. When you subscribe to that channel, you'll have changed a life of a person with disabilities and made it better and bearable. Oshidis is AU for autism, ACHI for schizophrenia, DYS for dyslexia. Subscribe there, watch our videos and support us. Visit our FB pages and Twitter, and just leave a comment there to encourage us and even to critique us where it's necessary. Yeah, thank you.